Sorry, folks, I answered a couple of questions, not realizing I hadn't started the recording. I started the recording within about 5 or 10 minutes of being in the call. So the question before us is it advisable to file an H-1B if there is multiple H-1B applications? And the answer is it depends. Today, I had a conversation with a young man who had applied for an H-1B. They had filed for a consultation. They wanted to know, he's working for a fairly good company. Let's call it the good company. And then his H-1B was filed both by the good company as well as a staffing company. So the question was, the good company really wanted to keep him, and they said, look, even if we have to make a contract with the staffing company and hire you as their employee, we are willing to do that. Okay. And he explained that, look, I have multiple filings, it's not going to work. And they got in their outside immigration law firm involved. And the law firm said, well, in these circumstances, it should be okay because there is no collusion. Remember, the prohibition is not about multiple filings. It is about colluding in multiple filings, which basically means the companies are conspiring to make your chances better to get a lottery. Okay. But if there are 8 companies or 28 companies, all have a genuine job for you, they all want to apply and they have never talked to each other, they are not related to each other, they can do so. There is no problem with that. Okay. So in his case, I said, look, if you are okay to fight this out with the government, I would say I agree with your outside law firm. Go ahead and apply for your H-1B through the staffing company with the contract to your current good company, but be prepared to fight. And as long as the good company is going to stand with you and give affidavits saying, we've never spoken to this staffing company, and the staffing company is willing to give affidavits, we've never spoken to this good company, I don't see any problem with it. So it depends upon the circumstances. If the jobs are genuine, it's okay. But if the jobs were not genuine, basically just being created to increase your chances, I would run the hell away from there.
Okay. And one more question, Rajiv. So if I file H1 next year from only one particular company, at that time, if my H1 get picked up, and at that time, is that there would be any kind of issues by tracking the
Well,
previous year records?
you see, theoretically, any attempt to circumvent the law is already a problem when you attempt it. You don't have to succeed. Okay.
Okay.
So when you attempt to break the law, you've already broken the law. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they want to make an issue of it, they can. Will they do it? I doubt it. Hard to say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Are you welcome? Charan Sai, go ahead, please. Charan Sai, you can unmute yourself. Oh, he's gone. Oh no, he's here. Charan Sai? I don't know what happened. Okay, Rohit, go ahead, please.
Hi Rajivji.
Hello, sir.
So I'm on OPT-AD. So can I work for 3 employers?
OPT, is it the first year OPT?
Yes.
As long as each job is no less than 20 hours, you can work with as many employers as you like.
But practically, like, is it possible, Rajivji, like we have 5 working days and like 100 hours?
See, that's
But
a different issue. So I always give the example of my one of our clients who had 3 concurrent H-1Bs, full time. And in the third concurrent H-1B, when I filed, the government wanted to know how can he do 3 jobs, and he could because he was a database administrator, and he really just needed to be available. They called him in only if there was a problem. So he carried pagers from 3 companies, but he probably worked about 10 hours each week. So it depends. As long as the jobs you have the capacity and the job is such that you can do 3 jobs, and as long as they're not less than 20 hours each week, go for it.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Rajivji.
You're welcome. Can you move yourself down, or do I have to do it? Oh, you did. Okay, good. Dobala
Yeah,
Jagdish, go ahead, sir.
yeah. Yeah, good morning, Rajivji.
Good morning.
Just Vamshi asked the last question that, this year I filed a multiple application, none of one was picked up.
Okay.
So next year, like I'm a full-time job employed to one of the biggest insurance company in Midwest.
Okay.
So, if in next year, if my H1 picked up, so earlier I filed this year I filed two applications.
Uh-huh.
If it is picked up when the filing stage, what consequences might I face? So I just want to know.
So what you're saying is this year you filed multiple, did not get picked up. Next year, if you get picked up, what are the consequences? I just answered that question. I said technically they can make it an issue, but I don't know if they will. Hard to say.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're
Rajesh.
welcome. Good luck. So now the next bunch of people I see Yomi first, then Vimal, then Rajendra Kumar, then Mohit, then Prithvi, then Raima, then Naresh, then Vivek Chandra, and then Rohit. Okay. So let's go in that order. Let's go with Yomi ji. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv sir. So I have a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
My first question to you is I had applied for this was my last year of STEM OPT,
Okay.
and I applied through two different staffing companies, and both had like they are not connected, and their clients were also much different. It didn't get picked up.
Okay.
Now it was my last attempt, so even I was trying for cap exempt employers.
Okay.
And in cap exempt, I got picked up at a non-profit hospital.
Excellent.
And they have filed my H1B under premium processing.
I don't think you're going to have any problem.
So now if it gets picked up in second lottery in July or something, then I have to withdraw, or what do I do now?
No. Okay. So, this is an interesting situation. First of all, because you are getting picked up, let's say by a quota exempt employer, they can file your H1B, and while this is pending, let's say the lottery comes up. Well, if the lottery comes up and you are selected, you have the choice. You can simultaneously file another H1B through one of these companies, because your multiple entry, as you say, is not based upon any collusion.
No.
If you're comfortable with that, just have them apply. You have a choice to pick up either one of those two jobs. The huge advantage of being out of the lottery rut is that way, you see, quota exempt people can't go to quota without lottery. But quota people can go to quota exempt anytime. So it gives you more options if you are able to get your quota job approved.
So right now my H1B under cap exempt is under processing, and I'm starting my new job on 19th of June. So example, if in the second lottery it gets picked up, so how the first lottery the H1B starts on October 1. So if it is second lottery, in the second lottery draw, if it gets picked up, what is the H1B start date?
I don't remember. You remember 1 year we had two lotteries, not only just one. But it basically, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, I think they have to give you 90 days to file the application. Okay. So let me try to remember. So in April, May, June, it may not be 90 days. I don't remember exactly how much time, but it's not immediate. So it'll be definitely further down, November, December, something like that.
Okay, so 90 days from the date your lottery got picked up, the results were out.
I think the lottery, I see, again, you're putting me on the spot. I don't remember exact regulation.
Okay.
But the number 90 days kind of sticks in my mind. And it's probably 90 days. So I'm trying to remember if April was the lottery. No, lottery was conducted in March. So I think it's 90 days.
Okay, and my last question, since my H1B got picked up in cap exempt, okay, and it's under premium processing, once it gets approved, can I work for two employers minimum 20 hours under cap exempt?
Hang on. Let's move this back a little bit. First of all, that 20 hours is only for OPT people. For you, you could have 6 jobs of 5 hours each or 8 hours each if you wanted. Okay.
So if your H1B is cap exempt...
Hold on. I'm not done talking yet. There is one aspect that we addressed, which is number of hours. There's no 20-hour cap on you. Okay. Number two, when you are working on a cap exempt H1B, you are allowed to simultaneously work for a cap H1B without ever going through the quota.
How is that possible?
Well, you can't argue with the law.
Okay. I mean, how do I
How's
approach
38% tax possible or 42% tax possible? That's the law.
And how do we approach this?
Nothing. There is no magic. You don't have to. It's not like you have to do a ritual to qualify. It's just the law. You are working on a quota exempt H1B. In comes another employer, says, "Hey, look, Satya Nadala needs you. Can you come and take over for a while?" And you say, "Okay, I can do a concurrent H1B." So you can hold a job, as a CEO of one company while you do a job at a quota exempt. That's perfectly okay, as long as you do not lose your job at the quota exempt organization. You don't have to worry about the lottery. But that doesn't mean you're exempt from the lottery. You're still subject to the lottery.
So, say example, the A company is quota exempt, which I'm doing full time 40 hours,
Hospital.
and just for more experience, I want to join B company, and they are they are not quota exempt. So this concurrent H1B paperwork has to be done through company B.
B, always B, because A's H1B is already done.
Yeah.
Taken.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Yeah, you can move yourself down. Vimal, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Rajiv. So I have a question regarding my specific case. So I'm currently working for a company, and the company got acquired. So I'm currently under OPT period, and I just filed my STEM OPT 2 weeks ago. The problem is currently my role is this, but I got a new role within the same company. Within the same organization, but in the parent company.
1 second. Vimal, did you say you were on OPT or STEM OPT?
Yes, OPT. And I just applied for STEM OPT.
Okay.
It's just expiring next month.
Okay.
And that's all attached with the previous role. And now I got a different role in the parent company. So the name of the company, E-Verify, EID, all that can change. So
that becomes complicated. Okay. So the way I understand the process to work, and I'm not a school employee, so I can't say this is 100% true, but this is what I believe. I believe what happens is, when USCIS looks, whenever they come to deciding your application, when they look at your STEM OPT extension request, the first thing they do is they look at the E-Verify database to make sure the company that you say is going to employ you has cleared you. Okay. But if you are not on their list, they will deny your STEM OPT extension. So what do? You run to your DSO, you get the new company's information, get your I-20 updated, and immediately upload the documents to the pending case. I'm assuming that you applied through electronic, right? Through electronic filing?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can upload those documents. At the same time, before you upload, actually, it may be a good idea to call USCIS customer support. Tell them I have this problem. They'll probably tell you to upload the new I-20 with the new employer's information.
Okay, so in this case, will they deny or ask for an RFE?
They'll deny. That's the unfortunate problem. So far, what I have seen is denials. But if you act quickly enough, you should be safe.
Okay, but the company name, it has my previous company's name as well in the new company name. It's like the merged name.
It's not the name. You see, the problem is, it is the tax ID number. And because the data in the E-Verify is based upon the tax ID number, right? Not just the name.
Right.
So, okay.
Understood. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Rajendra ji, go ahead. Rajendra Kumar.
Hi Rajiv, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a full-time employee at Amazon, and I have questions around that. So I got my H1B picked from Amazon this year, and then last month, unfortunately, my role got impacted in the layoffs. So I'm currently in the market looking for a new opportunity. So my question is around what happens to my H1B that got picked from Amazon. Given that my employer Amazon is serving me 2 months notice period, so I will be under their payroll until next month, where I have a chance to go for premium processing and get that approved from the current company.
See, I don't know if the practice is different across different Amazon practice groups and profit centers, but my understanding is Amazon will move to revoke your H1B before October 1st. Okay.
Yes.
So they'll move
Yeah,
to
but
revoke. If that happens, then you don't get any benefit from that lottery.
okay, so even if I get a new employer,
Yeah.
they can't take advantage of this approval?
Yeah. Because, and again, I think this needs to be litigated at some point. I'm not sure this interpretation of the government is reasonable. But their interpretation is, if your H1B gets approved, great, you can even transfer it before October 1st. But if it gets revoked or request for revoked before October 1st, you're out.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, Rajiv.
You're welcome. Mohit, go ahead, please. Mohit.
Hi, Rajiv. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this. And I think you may already have answered this, but just to be sure that I understood it correctly, I wanted to discuss my case. So, right now, I'm working under a non-profit organization under my STEM OPT. My question is, if I get my visa sponsored through a non-profit and I got the visa, does it mean that I lose my remaining years of OPT? So, for example, I got my visa sponsored in the first year of OPT and my visa is picked. So, does it mean the remaining 2 years are gone? I cannot use them anymore?
Well, you cannot use them at this level. So, basically, what happens is, if you convert to H1B, you lose the OPT at this level. Okay. So, are you talking about STEM OPT?
Yes.
Okay, now this is the interesting part about STEM OPT. You know that you can get STEM OPT twice in your lifetime.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can get it twice in your lifetime. But in order to get it, you have to do 2 degrees, one above the other. So let's say you got 2 years STEM OPT extension in master's degree. You can get 2 years again when you do your PhD, or when you go from bachelor's to master's. If you did your bachelor's in USA, you get 2 years of OPT and STEM OPT, I mean. Then if you go to master's, you get 2 years again. So in other words, higher degree. Now, I don't think I know the answer to this interesting question, which is, let's say I did my master's degree and I used 1 year of OPT, but I did not use my STEM OPT. The answer is actually coming back to me. I know what the answer is. So can I do another master's and use that 2-year STEM OPT? And the answer is no. This is what I remember. Again, it's kind of fuzzy, but this is what I remember what happens. Because you also don't get OPT at the same level again. You have to go to the higher level. And if you don't have OPT, you can't get STEM OPT extension. That means if you don't use your STEM OPT now, you'll have to go to the next higher level to reclaim it.
So when you say next higher level, you mean a next higher degree, a better degree, like so suppose from bachelor's to master's, master's to PhD?
Nailed it. Exactly.
Got it. That was very helpful. Thank you. And one other question, you probably answered this, but so suppose if I'm in a non-profit organization and I have my visa sponsored through them, how can I move
Mohit,
to a profit
hold
organization?
on. Let's back up a little bit. See, non-profit alone is not sufficient. It has to be a non-profit research organization. Okay. Or a non-profit affiliated with an institution of higher learning. So let's say, for example, what's a good non-profit? Let's say Red Cross. Okay. If it's a non-profit, can they hire me outside the quota? No, because they're not a research organization. I'm making a guess. I mean, I don't know if they are. But so the idea is it has to be a research organization. On the other hand, if you have an institution for policy research in environment, that institution would qualify because they are doing research, even though it's policy research. It doesn't have to be the kind of research where you kill rats and write papers. It can be even social science research.
Yeah. So in my case, it's a non-profit with research associated.
Yeah, the primary purpose of the organization should be research.
Yep, it is.
Then you are good. So now you got your H-1B quota exempt. As long as you stay with them, you can also have a concurrent quota job. We just discussed this. But if you wanted to go 100% to a quota job, you've got to go through the lottery. So what should you be doing? While working for the non-profit, you should be applying for an H-1B through a quota employer every year.
And in that case, how many chances do I get in the lottery?
As many years as you can apply. You can apply from outside USA, inside USA. So let's say H-1B is for 6 years. So you've got 6 turns there. And if you file a green card, that 6 turns go into 8, 9, 10 turns. Then you have 8, 9, 10 tries at the lottery.
Oh.
But let's say you're not here. Let's say you went back to India. You can apply every year from outside India too. Right?
Yep. Okay, that's helpful. One last question I have. Is there a time period difference between green card processing through a quota exempt versus non-exempt
No.
organization?
No difference.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Prudhvi, go ahead, sir.
Hey, hi Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So my question here is, currently I'm on STEM OPT. So during STEM OPT, for every 6 months, our DSO needs to update the information to SAVP portal. So unfortunately, I missed to update for the first 6-month report. So I'm now about to cross 1 year time period. So is there any consequences if I miss to report that one? I missed that deadline.
Talk to your DSO. I'll have to go hit the regulations. But many of the mistakes can be cured by something called a data fix. I don't know if a data fix is possible for something like this, but you need to discuss with your DSO. What is the worst case scenario? Well, the worst case scenario is you could be considered to be out of status, which means in order for you to convert to an H-1B or another visa, you have to first go outside USA, get that visa stamp and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, I got it. So, but I already asked my DSO that is it anything possible to fix that? But it looks like she don't have an access to, edit or modify it.
You know what you should do? You should call SEVIP directly. Okay. They are actually very helpful. Every time I've called them, they've been very helpful. So just do a Google search for SEVP support number. Just call them up.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Rajiv.
You're welcome.
It's very helpful.
Good luck. Raima ji, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv ji. So I had a question on OPT. So it's for my fiance. So he graduated on December of this 2022. So he applied for his OPT around September. But due to USCIS processing delays, his OPT got approved just in May 15th. But when the card arrived, saw the end date of OPT is February. So he was not given 1 year of OPT. So is that normal or is that an error on USCIS part?
I think that is normal. That is a part of the problem with the lengthy processing times. I'm pretty sure there's no way to reclaim this, but you can double check with the DSO. I don't think you can reclaim the time. That's just, that delay is kind of built into the system.
Okay, because I remember I graduated during the pandemic time. So USCIS had said because of their processing delays, they will consider 1 year from the time they approve the OPT, and they give 1 year entire OPT to me. So that is where
I have to look it up. I don't know exactly what the answer to this question is, but I'm aware of the problem. Trying to think, what can you do? I would begin by again checking with my DSO. The next thing I would do is I would call the USCIS customer support, and I would only trust them like about 10%, 90% they're wrong.
Yeah, the customer support has not been very supportive
Yeah,
all this time.
yeah, they're basically just customer, not support. So you can doesn't hurt to at least check with the DSO. I'm trying to think who else you can call. This is not an issue Sevip can help you with. This is purely a USCIS issue. Raima, what you can do is when you call USCIS customer service, just tell them that we need to support and need to speak with an adjudications officer. This
Adjudication.
this is a legal issue. What happens is the frontline staff is just working from a script. They don't know the answers. Okay. If it is not in the script, they don't know the answer. And you can just tell them, look, this is not a scripted answer. You need to put us in with an adjudications officer. Now, what an adjudication officer tells, you can believe 60 to 70% of the times.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for
Good luck.
Thank you.
Naresh, go ahead, please. Naresh Reddy.
Hey, hi Rajiv. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Great, thank you. So I have a couple of questions. My first question is very specific to L2 dependent visa. So someone who is on L2, do they have to apply for EAD to work for organizations by default?
When did they enter the United States?
Recently, in the month of January.
Okay, then their I-94 is already approved for work.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They
so
don't
they
need
don't
an
have
EAD.
to again apply for EAD.
They do not need an EAD.
Okay, that's clear. And my next question is regarding H1B. So I have submitted my application this fiscal year, and so the status has changed from submitted to not selected. So does that mean there are no further draws happening this fiscal year?
It does look like that. That doesn't sound like good news. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything from our team yet. I'm sure I will be hearing soon. If you have heard it, then it will be coming through the pipeline soon. That does look like there's not going to be a second lottery, but I don't know.
Okay, so if it states like not selected, that sounds like there is not further draw happening this year.
I am just making a guess. I have no clue. Because otherwise it should just say submitted, right? It should not say not selected.
Okay.
Oh, hang on one second. Before that it was submitted, right? All the way through. It just recently became not selected.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I think
Yes.
you're right. I think that's the problem. I think
Okay,
there may
that
not
makes
be a
sense.
lottery. Okay. But we'll see.
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead and hang
Thank
up.
you, Raj.
Yeah. Hey, Kunal. There's Kunal amongst the waiting people. There seems to be a bug in the LinkedIn audio. Sometimes I can't pull people up. So Kunal, just lower your hand and then raise your hand again. I'll pull you up. Let's see. Where is Kunal? Kunal. Oh my God, there's a lot of people. Kunal, where is Kunal? There he is. Found him. Damn, man. You're still stuck there. I don't know why. Let's try one more time. Did he come up? Nope. Still down there somewhere. Kunal. There he is. One more time, Kunal. Oh boy. Nothing is happening. Kunal, I'll try again in a couple of minutes, okay? Sit tight. Let's go in the order I have people up here. I have first Shubham. First Vivek Chandra, then Shubham, then Dhruv, then Raghavi, then Monica, then Rakshit, then Siddharth, then Rajesh, Ravina, and Charan Sai, what happened? Did you lose your way?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? I just talked to you, didn't I?
No, because I'm not able to unmute my mic, so that's why.
Oh, you were the guy we were looking for. Okay. I'll come
Yeah.
to you first, okay? First let me talk with Vivek, then I'll come to you next. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, Vivek, go ahead, please. Vivek Chandra.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raju, for doing this. My question is more on the H1B ground. So I am a full-time employee with the US-based company. They did start the I-140 processing around a year ago. Unfortunately, we're still stuck at the first step with the Department of Labor.
Ouch.
The issue was attorney did file for the certification from the Department of Labor, and what happened was they did issue the certification for a different role than what was applied. And the attorney had to request for the reconsideration. And when it tried, since then it's been already 4 months since we have requested for reconsideration. And when we tried checking the status on the DOL website using the case number, it continued to be in pending redetermination. There has not been any update yet, Raju. So how often do you come across such cases? Is it very very rare case? Or
this is, well, first of all, this can happen. It can be a mistake on the part of the government. If it is a mistake on the part of the government, we label it as government error, expedite. So they expedite these cases if there's a government error. But if it is not a government error, it is my error, it can happen. We make mistakes every now and then. If my error, then I have to argue with the government that this is an insubstantial error. Okay, it shouldn't matter. But that's always a toss of a coin, and it takes many, many months, and these times can vary greatly. So it's very difficult for me to predict the outcome. Usually, you know what I do? When I get stuck in this situation, I start a new prevailing wage for you. That way, it's going to take 7, 8, 9 months for the prevailing wage to come through. We are not wasting time. If we have to refile the case, we are ready to go. So tell your lawyer to file a new prevailing wage for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Raju.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And let's go to Charan Sai. Charan Sai, go ahead, please, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rajiv.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, actually, I'm on initial OPT. Right now, I'm planning to start my PhD in the month of August. So, the remaining months, I have OPT until January 2024. So, I would like to ask, the remaining months in the OPT will be carried out once I complete the PhD and go for like OPT again?
No. Hang on. Back up. You are right now master's degree, right?
Yeah, I completed master's and I am an initial OPT.
Okay. So, have you done your BS also here in USA?
No.
Okay, that means you're automatically entitled to a second OPT anyway. You can't carry forward your OPT. But when you go to PhD, you will again have 2 years of STEM OPT and 1 year of OPT.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck.
Yeah.
Now
Thank
let's
you.
go. Good luck. You're in the order that I see you. Shubham, go ahead, please. Shubham.
Hello. So I'm on H1B and I have plans to travel to Canada in 2 months. So just wanted to make sure, do I need a tourist visa? Because I've read on certain websites that I can travel on H1B.
Hold on. There are two different problems you are talking about. First is to go to Canada and second is to come back to USA. Okay. These are two different problems. To go to Canada, you need a visa because Canadians are not going to let you in just because you're good looking, and you are good looking. Okay. So you definitely need to get a Canadian visa. I don't know of any exemptions on the Canadian side, but then I'm not a Canadian lawyer. Number one. Now comes the part, can you come back into the United States? And there we have to look at your history. You have an I-94. Did you get an I-94? Okay. So then you are covered by something called automatic visa revalidation rules, AVR. AVR says you can go to Canada and if you come back within 30 days, you don't need a visa. Okay. But you must not apply for an H-1B visa and fail, and you must not go to a third country, just Canada and back.
Okay. Yeah, I have my visa stamped on my passport.
Oh, you have an H-1B visa already?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I have an H1B visa. I have visa stamped.
Then you are good as gold. You just have to get the Canadian visa. I think that takes about a month or so.
Yeah, I applied to it. I've read it somewhere, so just wanted to make sure.
I am not aware of any exemptions. I know that you can go to Mexico without a visa, but for Canada, you do need a visa as far as I know. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Dhruv, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. Good morning to you.
Actually, good afternoon, but that's good enough.
All right. Okay. So, Rajiv, my question is with reference to F4 immigration. The first question is it's almost 1.5 year, almost about to be 2 years almost. There is no progress on filing. Like there are no movement at all. So I can understand it is not right question, but is there any delay because of any processing, or is it just a sake of delaying there intentionally?
Dhruv, how old are you?
39.
So you made a very bad decision 39 years ago to be born in India. Because we are a country of 1.4 billion people, man. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So that's only for India, right?
Yeah, that's only for India.
Okay.
All right.
So, is there a possibility, let's say, like next coming month, they are going to have any progress, or it's difficult to predict?
Look, here is how the priority date progression works. And I don't pretend to be an expert in this, but this is how it works. Every country in the world, no matter what your size, has the same percentage of total number of visas available. So whether you are Vatican City with 600 citizens or India with 1.4 billion citizens, we all have the same number of visas, every country, number one. Number two, the way they allocate visas is, so they have the fiscal year going from October 1st to, what does it come out to? September 30th. Okay. In that fiscal year, they basically use statistical projection, just like they do for H1B. They use statistical projection to say, okay, this is how much demand there is, and this is how we should allocate the visas. Because they're not allowed to allocate more than a certain percentage of visas of the total percentage allocatable every trimester, every 3 months. Okay. So sometimes you see these blips, all of a sudden all dates become current. Why? Because they issued too few visas. And they have to hurry up to catch up. And that's why when everybody files their 485. So the visa progression, even though it is subject to blips, is normally, especially in family-based categories, not subject to great reversals all of a sudden. Okay. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the problem is. But I think one of the issues is you have very bad decision making.
Okay. All right then.
Good luck.
That's what it is. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Raghavi Ashok. Are किधर गई?
Hi, hello, sir.
Yeah, Raghavi.
My question is, I am currently on F2 visa. I'm starting my master's next month, summer master's. And my husband's I-797C got recently approved. So I wanted to change my status to student visa, being in US. So my question is, am I allowed to do it before October 1st as I-79?
Yes. What you will do is, you will ask for, you can apply now, but you will ask for start date of October 1st. Okay. So right now you are on H4, right?
No, I'm on F2.
F2.
But H4 also got recently approved, but the activation is on October 1st.
October 1st. Okay. So you want to go back to F1? Is that what you're saying? F1. I mean, you want to go to F1, not go back. You want to go to F1, right?
Correct.
Okay. So your H4 will kick in on October 1st.
Correct.
You are currently on F2.
Yes, I'm on F2.
And you want to go to F1. So the question is, can I apply for F1 before October 1st? Right?
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. And the way I would do it is, because on October 1st, I will automatically be converted to H1. What I want to do is, I want to activate my F1 requested date as September 30th, one day before October 1st. Okay. Once I file that, then I want to withdraw or revoke my H4. I want to say I don't want my H4. Okay. You can continue going to school because F2 is allowed to go to school if it is incidental. It's not a full time. You can talk to your DSO. Can I continue going to school on my F2? Obviously, if you're going to school now, they shouldn't stop you from going to school.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So you're doing
Yeah.
two things. One, you are making sure that you are asking for F1 kickoff before October 1st.
Okay.
But then you are being even smarter, and you are asking for them to revoke your H4 so that you don't get automatically converted to H4
Okay.
on October
Okay.
1st.
Okay. Got it, sir.
That's the best way I can see it. I mean, is it a 100% secure methodology? I think it's as secure as you're going to get.
Okay.
All right.
I understood. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Monica Reddy, go ahead, please, ma'am.
Hi, Rajiv. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So currently I'm on H4 visa and I did apply for H1 this year and I did complete my master's in USA and unfortunately my H1 did not pick up in last 3 years. So I moved to H4 visa and I have applied for H1 and it was with 3 employers where no collusion between them. And if I have to apply, I did not process my H1B. If I'm processing it, since I'm hearing many things like denial or revoke, not sure what it is. If anything that scenario is happening, will that also affect my H4 visa where like I have to leave the country, something like that?
No. Look, first of all, there is no collusion. That's very good. Okay. Second, how can they come after your H4? You've not done anything wrong. You've applied through 4 or 5 different companies, but they are not connected with each other. How is this a violation of the law? So I'm not worried about that. Sit tight. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, what could be the worst thing that would happen so that I can
Worst thing, an asteroid could come and strike the Earth and we could all die. This is basically you are playing numbers. The idea is, what can they come at you for? What did you do wrong? So, Monica, don't worry. You'll be fine.
Okay, one more question. If I ever wanted to go back to F1 and do a PhD or so, like a master's again, and my F1 visa is completed, I used all my years of F1. Can I apply again, or is it restricted?
So your question is, if you have used up 6 years of H1, is that what you said?
F1.
F1, there's no limit to how many years that you can be on F1.
And I can transfer to F1 by staying in US, or do I have to go back to my country?
You can transfer within United States.
Okay, Rajiv. Yeah. Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am. Okay, Kunal, I'm still trying to pull you up, man. I don't know what's wrong. Let me try one more time. Kunal, just trying one more time. Okay, do this, Kunal. Just completely hang up, log out of LinkedIn, and then come back. I'll come and look for you. Yeah, this is a glitch in the LinkedIn. Every now and then it picks somebody and then just won't let me pull them up. Odd. Write better software, guys. Okay, Rakshit, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv ji.
Did you write this software by any chance? This one?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I mean, I would have written it better.
Good.
So, yeah, I have a few questions. My first question is, my wife is currently on H4 visa living in US and she's planning to convert to F1 by traveling to India and getting the stamping done. But in the meantime, my current company is planning to process my I-140. So the question is, should I be adding her as my spouse?
Yeah.
And secondly, will her F1 stamping process get affected due to my I-140?
It's unlikely, Rakshit, because I know students who've gotten their F1 visa stamping even though their I-140 was approved. Okay. I don't like to play games with the system. The fact of the matter is you intend to have her apply with you. So why would I want to conceal that from the government and create problems potentially in the future? And you know what? Heck with it. If for some reason she's not able to convert, then she comes back on H4 and so be it. That's fine.
Yeah. So my second question is, will her H4 be revoked by any chance for any reason?
Technically, you know what they are supposed to do? If I remember correctly, their standard operating procedure is supposed to be before you consider a new application, for example F1, you're supposed to cancel all the existing visas, but they never usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Okay.
they
Okay.
usually don't. All right.
Okay. The second question is, she is eligible for F1 Dropbox appointment because she already has a valid H visa. So does that have any problem? Like if you
No.
go for H to F as a Dropbox?
No. See, Dropbox comes in two flavors. One is if you're applying for extension of the same visa status and it hasn't expired. It used to be 12 months. Now it's 24, I think.
Okay.
And number two, the second way is when you have been given some visa, you're applying from your home country, you've never been denied, then you can do in any category without an interview. And that's an interview waiver. So one is a Dropbox, the other one is interview waiver, although both of them go through Dropbox. So she's going through interview waiver, and that's
Right.
fine. That's fine.
And if 221G is issued, will she be called for immediate appointment?
Yeah, they can call her immediate. I don't know because I have clients waiting several months. But 221G for an F1, I don't know, Rakshit. You think too much.
No, the reason is conversion H4 to F1 always
So
has
what?
its risk.
No, not necessarily. I don't agree.
Okay. And the third question is, after she gets her stamping done and enters the US with F1, will she have an opportunity to change her university before the start date?
I have no idea. I from what I remember, okay, again, not to be quoted, the first time you enter United States using F1 visa, your I-20 university and your F1 visa university must be the same.
Okay.
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 After that, what you do is up to you and your DSO.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. This is what I remember the regulation to read.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Siddharth Singh, go ahead, please. Siddharth ji.
Hi, sir. Hi, Rajiv, sir.
Hello, sir.
So, sir, I have two questions. So, one is like, I work for a consultancy, like Tata Consultancies, and I have been placed at a client where I've been working for two years. So, I got. So, first question is like, I filed like multiple H1s and it got picked at multiple places. Okay. It was my last attempt. So I filed at 3 places. It got picked up from all 3. So will that be an issue going forward? But I got it from my parent company too, like where I'm working for 2.5 years.
Remember what we have been talking about. 1 second.
Yes.
Hey, Kunal, raise your hand because there are so many people I can't find you anymore. Kunal, raise your hand if you're back. I can't find you. Okay. So it's not the multiple H1Bs that is the problem. It is the collusion that is the problem, right? So if there is a conspiracy to help you succeed, that's the problem.
No, actually, all the 3 places were unrelated.
Yeah.
And like it abides by the rule set by USCIS.
Okay. So what I would do if I were you,
yeah.
Again, and maybe easier said than done. I think you should talk to your current employer and let them know that you have multiple filings in place.
Okay.
Because they might issue an RFE and you don't want to surprise your employers. They may not like that.
Okay. Second, okay, so they might issue an RFE for that reason.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you have completely unrelated companies, you can respond quite forcefully. Why not?
Okay, unrelated. So my current employer needs to know that I had filed multiple applications.
I think they should.
Okay. So, sir, the second question and the important one is, like, my current company, they have initiated my filing. They have generated an LCA through a client. Okay. So currently the situation is my client has had asked for a budget cut, and I might get released in 2 or maybe 1 or 2 months. Okay. So what are the consequences I'll face? So like if it gets filed through my current client, if in 2 months, suppose if I get released, would there be a chance of amendment or would I lose my H1B? Like how
Well, when you say 2 months, are you saying before October 1st?
Yeah, before October 1st, for sure.
Well, look, as long as your current employer does not revoke your H1B before October 1st, you should be okay. I heard one of my lawyer colleagues say that he had heard that USCIS was saying you must have worked at least 1 day after October 1st. I'm
Yeah.
not aware of any such requirement.
That's what they have signed. That's what they sent me a consent form.
Yeah.
That's what they asked me to sign. But last year also, like one of my friends got released before October 1st.
Yeah.
When she got approved for a certain client.
Yeah.
So after she found a new client, she requested for an amendment.
Yeah.
And then she went for stamping.
Yeah.
So my concern is like if my application goes to USCIS, okay, and after my application has reached USCIS and if I get released meanwhile, so would there be a problem? I know if there is an RFE, there would be a problem, but if it gets approved, then I can file for an amendment in October or something, right?
See, it's first of all, it's not really amendment; it's a transfer. Okay.
Okay.
So.
No, sir. Transfer would be my parent company here remains the same, right? So there wouldn't be a transfer because my parent company is filing my H1B.
Oh, they are filing. Okay, I see. So you could have a change in location or change of client.
Location or end client.
Or change of client. Okay.
Yeah.
So here is the way it would work as I see it.
Yeah.
Just because the client doesn't have a job for you does not mean you are out of status. Currently you are on cap gap.
STEM OPT.
STEM OPT. When does that end?
In December.
Okay. So you have zero issues. I don't see any problem at all. Why? Because if the client goes away, he went away on during STEM OPT.
Correct.
Okay. I think you can do an amendment before October 1st also.
Okay. So, before October, like my status will change in October in case it gets approved, right? So until then, if client is going, I'm still on STEM OPT. That's what you're trying to say.
That is what I'm trying to say very hard.
So
Yes.
I can file an amendment before October 1st too.
That is correct. That's the way I see it. That's what I have done so far. We've been okay.
Okay, sir. So there is no issue with this, right?
I don't see any issue, Siddharth.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You are very welcome, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Okay, so before we go any further, there is another person. I'm having very hard time pulling you up, Nitesh. What you might want to do, Nitesh, is hang up. Just get out of LinkedIn system, then call back in. It's all the bad software you guys are writing. So and I'll pull you up. Then come and raise your hand, Nitesh. I just can't pull you up. I tried very hard. Now, people who are remaining, I think Rajesh was next, and then Ravina, and then we start the new people. Rajesh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rajiv, sir, for taking my call and my question. My question is specifically related to my daughter, but before I state her situation, I'll just say where I am. So I am on H1B with I-140 approved from a previous employer. And I recently got impacted by a layoff. But the good thing is that I have got a new job and my new employer have initiated my H1B and joining process.
Okay.
My daughter is 19-year-old, is in college and in H4 visa. Now she is getting internship options, which she cannot take at this time because she is in H4 visa. So we are thinking of changing her to F1 visa.
Okay.
My first question is this what would you suggest under this situation? Is this a right move we are thinking? And my next question is before she turns 21, if I get the chance to file my I-485 with my new employer when I cross all the PERM and I-130, can we include her in our I-485 filing while she is still in F1?
Oh, of course. That's not an issue at all. So as long as she is covered by the Child Status Protection Act age calculations, and her dates your dates become current. Absolutely. The fact that she's on F1 doesn't mean anything. That's not a problem. Okay. Now, as far as converting her to F1, that's what everybody does. When your son or daughter is turning 21, that's your only option. I don't see any other option.
Okay, sir. And we can do it from US while
within
studying.
USA. Yeah, just apply for a change of status. She can continue going to school.
And does she need to go back to India for stamping? Or
only if she needs to travel outside USA, then she'll need a stamping. If she's inside USA, she doesn't need travel stamping.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Thank you, sir. That was my question.
You're welcome. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ravina, go ahead, please. Ravina Mewani.
Yeah. Hello, Rajiv. Ji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good.
Ji.
So I have a question. I recently filed a change of status application from H1B to B2, and in the I-539, I provided the change of status date as 15th May, and I got my filing checks issued on the May 23rd, and the application was received to USCIS on May 24th.
Okay,
So
one
could
second. You've given me a lot of dates. When does your 60-day period expire? Did the application reach the USCIS within those 60 days?
Yes.
That's all I care about. Keep going.
Okay, so the effective date of change of status I provided as May 15th, and the application was received to USCIS as 24th May.
Yeah,
So
they probably will not make any issue with that because they're only going to approve it from the date they received anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much, Rajiv ji.
You're welcome. Good luck, ma'am. Okay, now the order that I have of our people here: Aditya first, then Leko Grigalashav. You know who you are. Rohit, then Fanindra, then Rajdeep, then Deepak, then Pratik, then Aman, then Syed, then Pavitra, then Kunal, and Nitesh. You made me work very hard to bring you up. You are the last one in this row. Let's start with Aditya. Aditya, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv. Thank you for doing this. And my current situation is that I just graduated last week and I filed for my EAD currently. So I'm looking to invoke my OPT first year. And my first job offer that I've received is not offering an H1B sponsorship for me. Like they are not planning to file it for me. But given that the pay is good, and I don't have any H1B filing, like any lottery pickup this year, I'm considering it an option. Like I can just go ahead and work with them for 6 months.
That's the smart thing to.
Eventually switch.
That's the smart thing to do. Absolutely.
Eventually clear my student loans and eventually move to a company which does sponsor by the December next year or January, and then start getting an H1B. So is that a smart move overall in your opinion?
Absolutely. And you also are entitled to STEM OPT?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, yeah, that's the way to go.
I also have one more question from my friend here who's sitting next to me. So she got a job offer in one of the most reputed banks in the nation, and the only problem is her degrees, meaning for to be able to file the STEM extension for the OPT, the relevancy of the degree is not perfect. Like for example, she has done MIS, which is related roles for MIS are business analyst, data analyst, and then anything related to infrastructure. But the job that she is getting is of a software developer, which is not completely matching.
Okay, one
So
second.
when we talk to the company-
One second. MIS?
Yes.
Management Information Systems.
Yes, sir.
I do H1Bs for MIS people all the time for developer positions.
Yes.
So I would
So
say
will
talk
that
with
not
your
be an issue in
DSO.
future?
I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we were in the doubt, and the HR was saying that we'll make some changes to the
No.
description of your job while filing. So will that be okay?
No, show your job description to the DSO. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Rajiv. That's
You're
all.
welcome. Good luck. Okay, Leko Grigal, you know who you
Hi.
are. Can you help me pronounce your name, please? I feel so silly.
This is this is Lako Grigalashvili. I'm originally from Georgia, the country. Yeah.
I apologize.
Thank you for doing.
I'm just too old.
That's good.
Okay.
Don't worry. Thanks for doing that. I have a question. So I moved to United States under the as a Fulbright scholar in 2018.
Ouch.
So it was J1 with home residency requirement.
Ouch, ouch,
So after
ouch.
graduating,
Yeah.
I got a job in Amazon, and I stayed for post-academic training for a year.
Okay.
And meanwhile, they applied for H1B, even though I knew that it wouldn't work. Like,
Of course
they,
not.
by default, they didn't even ask, so they applied. And I got selected, and I got an approval notice of H1B, but under consular processing. So they asked me to get the waiver or whatever, and then go outside the country and get a stamp, and then come back. But instead, also they initiated that internal transfer to Canada. So I moved to Canada. So I just spent like few months in my home country until I was waiting for the visa thing, and then I moved to Canada. And now 2 years has gone. I know that it's not home residence requirement, but I have been told that this home residency requirement should be fulfilled in a home country or the last legal residence country or something like that.
Well, you have to look at your DS 2019. See what it says. That's the country you've got to go back to. And staying in a third country doesn't help.
Okay, so even though I am a permanent resident in Canada, it doesn't count towards that year.
From what I remember of the regulations, and they are fairly convoluted regulations, the regulations say unless there is impossibility. For example, let's say you are from Lithuania, and if you go back to Lithuania, they'll shoot you. They are looking for you. Okay, unless you have something drastic like that, what is impossibility of performance? Or for example, once you become permanent resident of Canada, you automatically lose your Lithuanian citizenship, so you can't go back to Lithuania. Unless there is a impossibility, you have to go back to your country mentioned on 2019.
Okay, so that's the country.
Yep.
I would need to have the accumulated 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was thinking, because my H1B is expiring in 2024, I had this mind that I would still give it a try, because I need to get a stamp according to the approval notice in Vancouver, Canada. So is it something illegal if I just show up in the consulate?
Well, no, it's not illegal, but if they are awake, they should not give you an H1B visa.
Got it. So if I become a Canadian citizen...
Still the same problem. Unless you can prove that it is impossible for you to go to that country, which is mentioned on your 2019.
But will I be able to apply under the TN visa or something to go back?
You know what? I think you can, because from what I remember, the section of the law, which is 8 Immigration Nationality Act 212E, 212E says you can't get H1, L1 or green card, but you can get O1. You can get any other visa. TN also I think you can get, no problem.
Okay. Okay. So even if I get an O1, in order to get a green card later I
you still need you need either a waiver or you need 2-year home residency. You know what you can also try is, I know that Department of Commerce usually doesn't do it, but you know, if Amazon or whoever your employer is wants to approach the Department of Commerce and say, look, this is a very important employee, can you get us a waiver? They probably could. They can recommend a waiver. But I'll tell you something, it's very difficult to get Fulbright scholarship waivers. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, it was rejected. I applied myself under the no objection, even though I knew that
it doesn't work. Yeah, Fulbright waivers only work if you have taken, I don't know, less than $1,000 or something like that.
Okay. No, okay. Okay, thank you.
You are very welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Rohit, go ahead, please. Rohit Sai. Rohit Sai. Okay, I'll come back to you. Fanindra.
Hey Rajiv, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Thank you for doing this. So last year I used to work for a company A, but my H1B got picked through company B. So I went to the payroll for company B and I started, then company A asked me to work as a contractor for them. So I went back to that. I was working as a contractor for company A through company B,
Mhm.
and my H1B got approved and stamped. Now my company A is asking me to come back as a full time. So
Okay.
is this going to be an issue?
Fanindra, let me get the timelines. You started your H1B last year,
Yes.
and
Through company B.
you worked for that employer B, the staffing company, for about 8-9 months.
Yes, correct.
I see no problem with transferring back to first company.
Yeah, because I'm just concerned, would they say that is collusion? Because
No.
those two, company A and company B, they never contacted each
So
other.
that's why I'm saying, no, there is no collusion. Go for it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. I have a question from my friend.
Mhm.
So he applied for multiple consultancies,
Mhm.
and so without him knowing, maybe one of the consultancies applied multiple applications,
Mhm.
which is not sure yet. So is that how is that going to be
No,
handled?
first thing I would do is I would send that consultancy an email saying, can you please confirm that you have not filed any multiple entries for me, because that would be illegal. I'm concerned, and I had never consented to that. Please confirm that you've not done so.
Okay, and if they say no, we haven't, then we should.
And at
be,
least
he should be good.
he has proof that they haven't, or at least they told him they haven't, and he also has proof that he never asked them to.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rajiv.
You're welcome. Good luck. Rohit Sai, try unmuting. Rohit Sai. Okay. Rajdeep, go ahead, please. Rajdeep, do you have a TV show? That name sounds familiar. Rajdeep. Nobody wants to talk to me today. Deepak. Okay, he can unmute. Good. Go ahead, Deepak.
Hi, Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir.
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
I have graduated this May 2023,
Mhm.
and fortunately, my H1B got picked up this year in
Mhm.
regular cap,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe it was applied in a master quota.
Okay.
Due to my pending grades in one of the subjects, it doesn't count towards my CGPA. My letter of completion and diploma is stuck because of it.
Ouch.
And my yeah. So I just wanted to know, like, if my college will be late in furnishing the letter of completion or diploma.
See, Deepak, the rule is on the day you apply for your H1B, you should be able to provide a letter from the school saying that his degree is finished and he's fully qualified to receive it, and the formal degree will be conferred in XYZ month during the convocation. Unless you have completed your degree requirements, you will not be able to get the H1B. They'll cancel the H1B.
Okay, so I have to furnish like diploma or like letter of completion.
That is correct.
Before, okay.
Before you file. No, not before, when you file. When you file the H1B, you should have that letter with you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, Rajiv.
You're welcome,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
You're welcome. Rajdeep Mazumdar? Rajdeep? Okay, still no Rajdeep. Pratik, go ahead, please.
Hey, Rajiv. Sorry, I was trying to mute, but the LinkedIn app was not allowing me to mute. Can you hear me?
1 second. 1 second.
Rajiv, if you want me to come back later, I'll come back.
No, just 1 second. Hold on a second.
Thank you.
Please take the telephone number. I'll call them tomorrow, okay? Oh, damn, I can't get this through. Please take their telephone number. I'll call them tomorrow. Okay. Who was talking? Rajdeep, were you saying something? Rajdeep, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajiv, for hosting this. Thank you very much for all the information.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, like, I'm a Canadian citizen,
Mhm.
Indian born,
Mhm.
working on TN visa in New York. I'm doing consulting. I'm not a full-time employee. So no one has started my green card process. I'm interested to proceed. But my question is like, if anyone start my green card, let's say on EV2 or EV3 category, then what is the process? Like, how they travel back? Because I heard
Yeah,
that
that's a little problematic. There's a lot of weirdness associated with TN applying for green card. The weirdness is this: TN is not a clearly dual intent visa. Like H1B L1, you have no problem if you have a green card going. Okay, TN is not like that. But then the weirdness is that means TN should not be able to apply for a green card. The weirdness is that there is an interpretation many years ago from one of the USCIS officers, lawyers actually. His name was Efren Hernandez. Efren Hernandez said just because somebody's I-140 is pending doesn't mean that you can deny their TN, okay, or just their I-140 is approved. So I think that may also be in the regulations now. But the point is, nobody really knows what to do with these kind of situations. So I am always little leery of applying for a TN for a green card for TN holders. If I can, I would rather convert them to H1B then file. But were you born in India, Rajdeep?
yes, I'm born in India.
Are you married to somebody born in India as well?
Yes.
Man,
and we both are in New York.
two bad decisions.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. You see, this is hang on. Let me ask you another question. Is it possible for you to convert to an E2 visa?
I do not know. Like maybe I have to talk to you offline about that.
Yeah, 100,000, 150,000, maybe 200 at the most. Invest the money, buy a business or start a business, and you're all set.
Okay, and then like how does?
Well, because what happens with E2 is number one, you get work authorization, your wife gets work authorization. Okay, and E2 is just like TN, it's forever. You keep renewing it. I think E2 is every 2 years. You keep renewing it every 2 years, forever, never, never. Okay, now if you make enough money, you can bring your investment up to $1 million, you can even get a green card. Or a third party can apply for your green card. And by the way, another way you can do that is, here's another interesting thought. If your wife is interested in doing business, you can get her E2. Okay, you could start your green card while you are still on TN. And if for some reason you have a problem and they deny you entry on TN, you can always convert to E2 dependent and come back in.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So think about something like that.
So do you provide service for the E2 also?
Sir, I like to eat. I've got to. I don't have a choice.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course, we are happy to help.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll probably talk to you offline.
Absolutely. Good luck, sir. Okay. Oh, by the way, my email is help@immigration.com if you need to just email me.
Okay, noted.
Okay, Pradeep Khumbare. Go for it, sir.
Hello, Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I recently got an offer for a company, and it is a consultancy agreement with the company. So I know about contract agreements on W2, but like this thing is very unfamiliar with me. And when I read the whole agreement, some things were like, so it mentions that if you get an offer, if you work for another company in the same field, there could be a conflict of interest. And I just wanted to know your opinion on this. And like, I had a question.
You need to see, contracts are a matter of state law, not federal law. So you need to talk to a lawyer in the state in which the contract or the laws of which govern the contract. Okay. That's one side. Ideally, this lawyer should know enough about immigration law as well, so that they can advise you, because there are some weird rules about what they can and cannot do. If you go to our website, immigration.com, and on the very top ribbon menu, on the left hand side, there is About Us. When you click on that, you will see a column for my publications.
Okay.
I've written a bunch of articles addressing the issue of damages in H-1B clauses, in H-1B contracts. So typically the articles will say something like liquidated damages in clauses in H-1B contracts. I mean, it's a little technical, but there's one or two non-technical articles. You can read them and run them by the lawyer you seek advice from also.
Okay. So I had a follow-up question. So if I get a full-time opportunity at in a company in the same field, can I end this contract and then start
See,
the
that's the problem, because I can't advise you on contract. That's unethical. You need to talk to a lawyer in the local the state where the contract is supposed to be. Okay.
Okay, got it. I had another question.
Okay.
So recently I also got to know about a robotics competition, and that got me the motivation to set up an LLC, because the competition was only open to early stage startups. So I wanted to know, how does it look for a F1 worker if they start a startup for just a competition?
You are an OPT, first year OPT?
Yeah, my OPD will start in like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, first of all, remember one thing. Incorporating a company is not illegal.
Yeah.
On top of that, when you are an OPT, you can actually do a lot. So I don't think you have a problem. You look fine to me.
Okay. But like, if the competition doesn't go well for us, if we don't win the prize, and if we happen to dissolve the company, does it have any implications
No.
on my
No.
immigration?
No.
Okay.
No issues.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Aman Kumar.
Yep. Hi, Rajiv. Very afternoon.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so just to give you a bit background on me, I'm currently working on H1B, Rajiv, with one of my employer full time. And I was looking for some additional source of income, and from one of my ex-manager, I got to know that you can probably work for some multi-level marketing company.
No, you cannot. That is incorrect.
Okay. All right. So the thing is that I didn't realize that, and I joined some MLM company because they claim that they're gonna give me 1099 form, which is employee compensated
illegal.
form.
That's illegal. Okay.
That's illegal.
So what you can do is, you should go get your visa stamping done. Okay. Do you have a visa stamp on your passport?
Yeah, I do have, and I have been only exhausted 4 years.
No, hang on. Is your visa stamp still good?
My visa stamp is still good. Yeah.
Just go outside US and come back and you're fine.
Okay. But just to little bit add on this, I just joined that multi-level marketing company, but I have not earned any income yet.
Then there is no issue. Then you just withdraw from that.
Just withdraw from that. Okay. And so a follow-up question on the same. I think we were talking about LLC. So being on H1B, are we allowed to open LLC?
That's a complicated question. I have dealt with it many times. Go see the frequently asked questions on immigration.com. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on.
Yeah. Just last question before we conclude. So the similar rules apply to even for H4EAD. Do they also have a similar restrictions when they come across?
No, they do not.
Open LLC?
H4EAD has a lot more rights than H1 does. H4EAD can do whatever they want.
Okay, so they can work with the multi-level marketing company
Absolutely.
or LLC, anything for that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, Rajiv. Yeah.
Actually, let me go to Kunal first. Kunal has been waiting too long. Kunal, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. How are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. Am I loud and clear?
You are loud and clear, and you are a lawyer. No wonder you're creating so many problems for me, man.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Khanna.
But the reason you have been having trouble in pulling up people is because their permissions to microphone on LinkedIn.
What do you mean?
So I hadn't activated my permissions to use microphone for
No,
the
no, that's
computer.
not the
That's
problem.
why
But I should still be able to pull you up, right? Even though you may not be able to talk, but I should still be able to pull you up.
I don't know. So once I changed that, you were able to pull
Oh,
me
is
up.
that what happened? Oh, that's good to know. Next time I'll tell people to do that. Okay, good, good. So New York State bar exam pending. Never ever tell people that you have applied for the bar exam or you're sitting for the bar exam. You know what I used to do? I told all my friends. I was fortunate. I had no problem. But just tell people I'm preparing for the bar. Never tell them when you are taking the exam. It becomes a pain in the behind. They keep asking you, did you
Okay. I
pass the
took the
bar?
exam and passed it actually.
Alright, very good. Welcome. Welcome to a life of misery, Kunal.
I called it.
But go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I had a couple of questions, if you permit.
Sure.
My first one is whether I can freelance while on OPT.
First year OPT?
Like I am a non-STEM.
Yeah,
Like
non-STEM.
I did an LLM program, so I have
So
only 1 year.
first year, 1 year OPT. Now the question is, can you freelance? The answer is yes, but you have to prove that you work no less than 20 hours each week. Okay. So I give an example of one of my my clients, actually more like a friend's daughter than a client, who was a graphics designer, and she was having a hard time getting a full-time job, but she had plenty of clients who wanted her work. So I said, make sure you bill by the hour and keep track of the hours. That way we can prove that you worked at least 20 hours each week. I would recommend the same thing to you, Kunal.
Okay, I understand.
There's no
Would that
upper
be a
limit.
requirement?
There's no upper limit. You want to bill 100 hours a week, that's your call, but not below 20 hours.
Okay. Would that be from the same employer, or
It
would
can
it be
be
fine if it is
multiple
from?
employers. That's but only requirement is, and this is the way I read the requirements, that each employer should be 20 hours. That's the way I saw it. But you can discuss with your DSO, can you incorporate a small company yourself and just let that company work and you work for the company for 20 hours? I don't think it's possible. I think it's a problem. But I've heard DSOs tell me that the way USCIS looks at this is that each job must be 20 hours. So you can have multiple employees. But this young lady actually had 3 clients and she was doing less than 20 hours. She had no issues. So I don't know. Double check with your DSO what the rule is.
Understood. And you rightly pointed in the right direction for my next question, which is, can I open a corporation and sponsor my own H1B?
And that is tricky. It can be done. There is so much, Kunal, there. It boggles the mind. First of all, the USCIS and consulate looks at it differently. Even if you get an H1B through your own company, if you go for a visa stamping, they won't give it to you. Okay. But you and I know what was that case? Solomon versus Solomon back in 1950s or 1850s, the case when the corporate law first began, the idea of corporate identity. Don't tell me you don't remember that case. I'm taking your
Of course,
bar
I
exam
remember the
back.
corporate wheel was created back then.
So the idea is that a corporation is a separate entity, right? So then what happens is, what if you have a situation where, let's say, even though you are a majority stockholder in the corporation, but you have a board of directors that can fire you, that makes it an employer-employee relationship. Okay. So as long as there's employer-employee relationship, there can be an H1B, right? So theoretically possible, practically problematic.
Okay. I just read an article which said that for licensed professionals, they do give due consideration to such cases. And I would be getting my license in the recent
I
future.
don't
So I
know.
was wondering if
I
that
don't know
would be
about
done.
that. Okay, not on H1B. So I would be careful approaching that. Unless you see a precedent, run it by me. If you see a judicial precedent or an administrative appeals office decision, I'll take a look at it. But I don't think it's that straightforward.
Understood. And my another question is, would you be able to share some insight on O1 visa?
Sure. O1A, O1B. Typically, O1A is for extraordinarily qualified people, top 10% in the country.
Yes. So I was wondering that would licensed professionals be a good case, make a good case for this?
There are
For example, I'm licensed.
some restrictions on EB1A, at least, I think. I don't remember. But lawyers were excluded from one of these categories. I don't remember which one it is. But here's what you can do. Just in the search engine, type USCIS policy manual. Okay. Go to the policy manual, and under the policy manual, go to non-immigrant visas. Under non-immigrant visas, go to O1 visas.
Okay, understood.
Everything you need to read is right there.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
Okay.
One last question.
Now, by the way, also you can go to, the Code of Federal Regulations available online, right? ECFR, ecfr.gov. Go to ecfr.gov and look at 8 CFR 214.2.
Okay, could you repeat that for me?
8 CFR 214.2 under subsection O, which is O1 visa.
Okay. One last question. I'm sorry to bother you with this.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
If you are on a B1, B2 visa, I'm from India, would you be able to provide services while in United States?
No. You cannot engage in income generating activities, but you can engage in activities incidental to income generation. So, for example, and this is a very famous case. I forget the cause title. The idea was there was a tailor from Hong Kong. Okay. So he would come to USA and he would take everybody's measurements, and then he would go back to Hong Kong and sew their clothes and send them back. You see what he's doing? He's not doing income generation. He's just incidental to the income generation which is being done from Hong Kong.
Understood.
Okay. So that's how it works. B1, B2 are quite restrictive. In fact, what Larson and Turbo paid, $9.9 million settlement to the government for misuse of B1 visas just last month. So yeah, that's a healthy chunk of change.
Some training can be done. If
Training can be done. Training can be done if it's without payment, and that's kind of it's. Go to just Google. I don't want to say Google. Whatever your search engine is, Bing, whatever. I don't know, ChatGPT 4.0 with add-ons. Just do a search on Foreign Affairs Manual, State Department. Go to volume 9 of Foreign Affairs Manual, 9 FAM, and look for B1, B2 visas. That tells you exactly what activities are allowed.
Understood.
Okay, you are a lawyer, be a lawyer.
Yes. Thank you so much for guiding me to the
You're
right.
welcome. Best of luck. Best of luck. Kunal,
Have a great day.
I'll tell you, this law is a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
I would agree. I just feel like playing chess while lawyering.
Most of it, well, at least some of it, not all of it. Some of it can be quite routine. So, but the best thing is that you get to meet so many people and, make a difference in life. So,
I would agree.
Good luck, Kunal. Good luck.
Thank you so much and have a great one.
You're welcome. And good luck to you as well. Syed, go ahead. Thank you for waiting.
Of course. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you for hosting this, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So my only question is, I got my H-1B stamped last year, and so this coming December, I have to get it renewed. I'm from Pakistan originally, so obviously I think I need to go back and get it stamped. I know there was some discussion that maybe starting this year, you can start getting a renewal stamp done within the year.
Yeah. They are planning to do that, Syed. There used to be, back in 2015, there used to be a process called visa revalidation. So the idea was, if you had a pre-existing H-1B, you could just mail your passport with the fees and all, and they would just stamp the passport and send it back to you. They are planning to put that back in. We are in the middle of the year. By December, they should have it up and running, hopefully.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Pavitra, go ahead, please, ma'am.
Hi, Rajiv. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, a bit of my background. I'm actually a PhD student, second year right now, and I previously did my master's here in the US as well, and jumped directly into my PhD as soon as I completed my master's. A question just came up to my mind when you were talking about the STEM OPT. So I wanted to clarify whether I can use the STEM OPT or the OPT in general, the 3 years from the masters, as soon as I complete my PhD.
So, okay. So your question is, can you get 3 more years OPT plus STEM OPT when you finish your PhD? Yes, ma'am, you can.
Oh, so technically, would that be total of 6 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I really didn't know that. So, how should I approach this when I
this is just
will be applying?
Just like regular when you did your first OPT, STEM OPT, you would be doing the same thing.
Okay. So should I be say if I'm finishing my PhD this year, just this May, so should I contact my MS university for the first set of 3 years, complete it, and then go to
No. You do first 1 year just like you did before. One second, let me grab some water. I am tired of talking. Give me 1 second.
Sure,
Let me get my
Thank
second
you.
wind. We still have a lot of people to talk to. Let me see how many I can. Okay, so basically the rules are going to be exactly the same as they were the last time you applied for OPT, then STEM OPT. Okay, same process.
Oh, I actually have not never used the OPT from my masters.
Then
I just
basically-
jumped directly into the PhD as soon as I completed my MS.
Basically, what you will do is you will contact your DSO before you finish your school and ask them about the timing of applying and what is the right time to apply. They'll help you apply for the first year OPT.
Okay.
Then you will need to contact them again way before it's over. Make sure you have an employer and do a STEM OPT extension.
I see.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with the old schools. I mean, I'm a bit
Hang on.
confused.
There is a drill going on right on top of my head. Let me raise your volume. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
I'm a bit confused because just a few moments ago you mentioned that since I've never used the
Oh, you won't get 6
MS
years again. You'll only get 3 years.
Oh, okay. So
I said
it's not.
I thought you said you had already used 3 years. That's why I said 6 years. 3
Okay.
plus 3. But you won't get 6 years again. No, ma'am.
I see. Okay, yeah, this was my clarification.
Yeah. No. Sorry. If I had you misunderstand it. No. You don't get 6 years. You get 3 years total now.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for clarifying. My other question is my F1 visa. It's going to expire very soon, and I'm planning to go with the Dropbox as 6 months prior to that. I hear a lot of people are receiving the RFE for the Dropbox for F1, the 221Gs. So should I be just following through the Dropbox or application, or is there any other approach I need to take to be on the safer side?
I think Dropbox is an option, not an obligation. So if you wanted to go through an interview, you could select that option as far as I know. If that's what makes you happier, go for it.
Okay. I understand. Thank you. And my final question is on the H1B process. I recently saw the numbers and the latest news put out by the USCIS regarding multiple registrations, and they mentioned somewhere that they are working on some other new plan. Is there any insights on what the possible next steps over the next year or the second lottery might be?
I have no idea what we are talking about. Sorry, Pavitra.
Oh, okay.
don't know.
If you would like more clarification on my question, I think 2 weeks or even 3 weeks ago there was a article put out by the USCS as an update to the recent H1B lottery. They put out the different data on
Yeah,
the
but
number
that
of applications.
there is nothing new being planned. I mean, they will try to do something about it, but I without promulgating new regulations, they can't change much.
Okay, I see.
Okay, I gotta
Okay,
go,
yeah.
Pavitra.
Yeah, that definitely helped. Thank
All
you,
right,
Rajiv.
you're welcome.
Yeah, these are my only
You're
questions.
welcome.
Yes.
Good luck, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I'll go to Nitin next. Sushma Patil, ma'am, I'm trying to pull you up, but I am not able to. And somebody just told me, I forgot his name. Kunal. He just told me that if you have not given LinkedIn permission to use your microphone, I can't pull you up. Okay. So let me go to Nitish. Nitish, go ahead, please.
Hey Rajiv, sir. So yeah, that microphone phone thing is what was causing the issue for
Okay.
mine as well.
Excellent.
I got the answer, but I had an added question. So as someone asked before, I got picked for H1B this year, but my whole team got laid off last month. But I have 2 months with my current company, so they have filed for my H1B. So you said if they don't revoke, that's fine. But my added question to this was what if I get rehired within those 2 months or before 1st of October in my same company?
Well,
Because
if you are Nitesh, if you are an OPT, then there is no problem, right? Because you have work authorization and you also have time period during which you are not required to work, which is 90 days plus 60 days, right?
I'm on STEM OPT. Yeah. But I'm still with my current employer for another 2 months, in a non-working role, employed with them. So I hope my H1B will get approved till my last date, which is 19 June, because they have filed for it, and they told me it's Nebraska center, so its processing is quite quick. So you said if they don't revoke and I go to any another employee, it should be fine.
Yes.
But I'm also trying internally. There are other teams who want to hire me, but they are not able to open the recs right now because of budget. So if I get rehired before 19 June, I don't think there should be any issue with my current employer because I never left the company. But if I get rehired after 19 June,
Are you telling me? Or are you asking me? I'm not sure. I'm confused.
I'm asking you if I get rehired after 19 June.
Okay, so I don't think
it cause any issue.
I don't think so because your H1 is not even kicking in before October 1st.
But they won't. Okay, so it's the only issue is if they revoke.
The only issue is if they revoke. Exactly.
Okay. And if I go to another employee or I have another external interviews as well, so they can transfer before 1st October, right? My H1B
yes,
to
sir.
them.
Absolutely. We talked about
okay.
That. All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see. In the order that I see everyone, Vatsal, then Roshni, Khaja, Ashish, Maurya, Sushma, Arvind, and Bhargavi. Okay, let's start with Vatsal. Vatsal, go ahead, please.
Hey, Rajiv sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for this chance. So my question is regarding cap gap extension. I'm currently on STEM OPT with the expiration date of 6/14 next month. And luckily, this was my third attempt with H1B, and it got picked as well with my employer. So they are planning to file change of status for me. My question is, there are multiple teams, the immigration team, and then there is attorney who's doing this filing. I'm kind of right now in a place where I don't know what this current status is because I don't have any number or anything as of now. It still shows it's with attorney. It's not being filed. I wanted to know about cap gap. status basically, when can I keep on working? So I was just reading on my university website on international office. It says that if the your employer files it before and it's received before my OPT ends, STEM OPT, I can keep on working till October 1st.
Yeah,
Is that a correct
I
understanding?
usually tell people to go get your I-20, new I-20 issued, I-20, what they call cap I-20. It's not required, but it's a good idea to get that issued. So yes, that is true.
Right, but I mean, it should be. My question is more about the receipt date for.
Yeah, I have no idea what your internal procedures are, but until that is filed, you're not going to get your cap extension.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it needs to be filed before my OPT
Yes, sir.
expires, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yep.
And what's the other scenario if the receipt date is after my OPT expiration? I can still stay in US, but I cannot.
You can't work, exactly.
Till October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck, Vatsa. Roshni, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv sir. I have a couple of questions. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So, my first question, Rajiv sir, is that I have exhausted my STEM OPT and currently I'm working on day 1 CPT. So, I wanted to understand, since my F1 visa expires in June, like end of June, can I still travel to India or Canada for that matter, and can I re-enter without any risk?
See, Canada, Roshni, is comparatively straightforward because you don't need a visa stamp. Okay. But going to India and applying for a visa again, I don't know what your chances are.
Oh no, I'm not saying I want to apply. So the other question that I had was, would you suggest an F1 renewal in that case?
Has your visa expired or is it still valid?
No, right now it is still valid. It will expire on June 22nd. And I was planning to visit India, maybe say in the second half of the year. But by then I'll have a valid I-20 because I'm currently on day 1 CPT, which will be valid till December 2023. And then I'll also have another I-20 generated for the next year because I have another year of master's left.
See, I don't know.
I was wondering if I could...
I don't know the answer to how the Customs and Border Protection are treating people with CPT in their background. I have no data to tell you whether it works or it does not work. Okay. So you can try asking, first of all, is it legally okay? Yes. Can the government still take an objection? Well, I mean, it's allowed by law. They could ask you questions, and if you are not able to answer their questions satisfactorily, they could certainly say, well, it doesn't look like you are a bona fide student, so we are turning you away. Okay? So I am afraid of people traveling while they are on curricular practical training simply because I just don't have enough data.
Right. Okay, but for Canada, do you see a similar
Canada is relatively
situation?
safer because they do, you have a visa, but they in any case do automatic visa revalidation, and chances of any in-depth query are relatively smaller, but I wouldn't say that it's beyond all doubt. So travel is risky,
thank you.
but less risky in Canada than to India.
Okay, got it. And then another question, sir, I had that was around multiple registrations. So I did have one of my applications picked up, but I did not, I mean, later on I found out that the company who filed for my registration filed 2 registrations and both were related. But so now that I know, I mean, obviously it's illegal and I don't want to go ahead with the petition. Do you think if at all there is a second lottery and say at that time my application gets picked up by my current employer, my main employer, would I face any issues?
Yeah, I think they'll
B,
send you a request for evidence saying we are going to deny your case. And you should send an email to this company saying have you filed for my lottery through related companies, and if so, on whose authorization? I never authorized that.
Okay, okay. And that would that also create challenges for me if I were traveling to Canada and and then when I'm like re-entering?
I don't think so, Roshni, but we are now in the guesswork zone.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I can only say that I don't think so, but can USCIS pass the data to the Customs and Border Protection? They could, but I think it's a very difficult thing to predict, and I think it's difficult to do as well. All of these databases don't talk to each other that much. So
right.
Theoretically, anything is possible. Practically, I doubt it, but can I guarantee it? No, I don't know.
Okay.
Got it. So
Good luck, man.
that answers pretty much everything. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Khaja Nehaluddin. Yeah, I don't get this right. Sorry.
Yes. Hi, sir.
Howdy, sir.
Yes, I have one question. Uh, um, I have completed my master's recently, and I am currently in my OPT. So I wanted to like start a business. So can I do that legally, or do I have to go back and get a stamping? I'm unclear.
Okay, so let's see. You are on F1. You started your OPT, first year OPT, right?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago I graduated. So
when you start your first year OPT, you are required to work 20 hours each week in your field, paid or unpaid. Okay. Can you do it for your own company? Sure. If you can demonstrate that you work 20 hours each week in your own field.
Okay.
Okay. So whether it is invoices to clients or statements from clients saying that you worked for them 20 hours or more each week. So that's what you would need to do.
Okay, I got it. So, but if I want to do like another business, instead of doing a job,
you cannot.
Then is that
you cannot? You cannot. For example, let's say your degree is in information systems, and you want to open a car dealership. You cannot.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shreyash, go ahead, please. Shreyash.
Hello, Rajiv sir. Can
Hello,
you hear
sir.
me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I'm in my first years of OPT, and my H1B got picked up this year, and I have got the approval notice as well.
Very good.
But my company had a layoff. They are keeping me on a payroll for 2 months.
Okay.
Can I transfer my H1B before October 1 to a new employer?
Yeah, if they don't revoke your H1B before October 1st, that would be okay.
Yeah, they are ready to support me with the
Yeah,
immigration thing.
some lawyers I've heard say that you must work at least
Yeah.
one day on October 1st. I don't think so.
Because I reach out to some other lawyers, other company lawyers. They are saying they won't be able
Yeah,
to do because it is not activated.
we have done transfers before October 1st. I have never had an issue.
Okay, then I will reach out to you once I found an employer. Then.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Maurya, go ahead, please.
Hi Rajiv. Yeah, thanks for doing this. It's really helpful for a lot of folks. So I have a question related to this year's H1B lottery. So I currently work for Amazon, but there are a couple of consultancies that also filed H1B for me. Actually, there are like 3 or 4. In that, only 2 got picked. My Amazon H1B also did not get picked. But the issue with these consultancies is I suspect they might have filed multiple filings for me, and I did not give consent for that. In fact, one of the consultancies, even before the H1B deadline date, I asked them to withdraw withdraw any applications that they filed, and I have it on email in written communication saying I asked them to withdraw, and they said they will withdraw if any of them gets picked. And the second company which got picked, they asked me for a final consent like before applying, saying I will work for them if it gets picked, and which kind of looked shady, and I did not give consent for them, but they still went ahead and filed visa for me. Now I asked them not to file for my H1B even after it's picked because it looked shady to me. So my question now is there anything that I can do to keep myself safe? Let's say in case there is a second lottery and my Amazon H1B application get picked.
I think this is quite screwed up. The only thing you can do is send an email out saying, why did you do this? Please explain.
Okay. So the current email communication that I have that I did not give consent, will that be
That
of
should be
any
good enough.
help? Let's
Yeah,
say.
that should be good enough because I think it should be clear that you kept yourself clean. You didn't ask for any of this.
Okay. Okay. Another question is next year, let's say if I file for from my Amazon, will the current year's
I don't know
process
the answer
that
to that
these
question.
companies file, will that affect the
I've
next year's
answered this
application as
question.
well?
I've answered this question twice already. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think it should be a problem, but I don't. And you can listen to the recording, and I am recording this call.
Okay.
Good luck. Okay, Sushma ji, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Actually, I'm talking on my wife's behalf. Sir, actually, we have one question. Same thing like this year. Let me explain her scenario. She's on OPT STEM extension. Her OPT extension is expiring next month on 22nd of June. So this was her last year to file for H1. So we did file her application through 5-6 employers, including her current employer, but her application got picked up with another employer. And we contacted all her employers who filed her H1B application for lottery. They said that we filed only one application. So we got that verbal confirmation from them, not the email or something like that. So my question is actually, and I am on H1B visa with I-140 approved. So instead of going through all these headaches, since USCIS has come up with all these issues, so to avoid that trouble, is it possible we should cancel her H1 from the employer?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's better to just try to do H1 amendment or extension or transfer bundled with H4 and H4 EAD. That would be very quick.
So so my H1 is expiring next year. So can I apply her H4 right now?
Yeah, you can. You have to talk to your lawyers to figure out a way to do an H1B amendment. Okay.
H1B amendment, but my H1 is still valid till next year, right?
Talk to your lawyer, sir. This is a lawyer to client conversation.
Okay, but one
Hang
answer
on.
I wanted
Let
from
me
you, sir.
finish.
Your opinion.
Let me finish. Let me finish, please.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to talk to your lawyers and see how if there is a possibility of doing an H1B amendment. And if they do so, then they can combine H4, H4 EAD all in one application, do it premium processing. In 2-3 weeks, your wife has her EAD approved.
Okay. So yeah, that's what actually I wanted to ask you. So is going to H4 is a safe option in this scenario rather than going with
You
H1?
see, what is safe? What is safer? If there is a screw up, it's already been done. There's nothing you can do to change that. But at least you can try keeping it clean from here on.
So you would suggest we should go with H4 H4 option than going with the H1
That's
application.
exactly what I said.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I'm getting a little tired. Let's see. Who's next? Arvind, then Bhargavi, then Shiva Prasad. Arvind, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. Hi. Good evening for you. Yeah. So actually, my lottery has picked up during 2021. So from India. So H1B. So actually, one of our employer has applied for the notice petition, and the petition got approved, which is I-797B. So the petition status is now approved. So the petition is valid from 2021 to 24. So, do you think status is right now? I'm in India only. I have not done with stamping. Do you think is it possible to transfer to other employer?
The USCIS says no, unless you get a visa stamping or a change of status, your lottery is incomplete. But we have done several cases in your situation where transfer was possible. So, what the government says and what the government does may be two different things. What would I suggest? Go ahead and try it. What do you have to lose? Okay.
So go ahead and try.
Try to transfer. What do you have to lose?
So I need to find another employer and I need to file another petition. That's what you're trying.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Good luck. Okay. Bhargavi, go ahead, please. Can't hear you, Bhargavi. Can't hear you. Miss Patel. Guys, anybody who has not given permission to LinkedIn to use your mic, I won't be able to bring you up. So make sure you've done that. Bhargavi. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk to Shiva Prasad. Shivaji, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yep. Thanks for answering all the questions. Actually, I have one small couple of questions. One is like I have applied this year with multiple H1Bs, okay, multiple companies, and actually none of them has been picked. Okay, so will that be a problem? Means like if I don't know if the collusion is there or not exactly behind the scenes. So currently I'm on H4 in US. So will there be any problem?
I do not know the answer to that question. But if I were you, I would ask these companies, have you any tie-ups with any other companies that you are filing multiple H1s? That's very important for me to know because I've never given you permission to do that. At least put something in writing.
Okay. And one more question. Like, can I move to? Actually, I'm planning to move to F1 actually from H4. So, but my wife I-140 process has been started. So, will be any problem?
I don't know. I can't predict that. But other people in your situation have done okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. One last question, Rajiv. Actually, the thing is, even none of them has been picked up. Okay, if they might have a second lottery, if we didn't actually we didn't file the petition, most of the people are saying like then doesn't have any problem.
Look, I'm not going to make guesses about what the future holds because I don't have enough data, so I can't really tell you. Other people can say what they're saying.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Why can't I move Shiv Prasad back? Okay, got it. The order I see you in Santosh, then Sachin, then Sabuj, Abhinay, then Ravi, then Ruchik, then Dwij. So let's go with Santosh. Santosh, go ahead, please.
Hey Rajiv, thanks for organizing this session. So I'm currently on my STEM OPT and I finished all my three chances in the H1 lottery, and unfortunately I wasn't picked. So I have my STEM OPT valid till November 14th this year. So and I'm planning to start my day one CPT sometime in fall, in October. So the question I had is, so before my STEM OPT expires, is it suggestible, or will I be able to travel to India and come back again without any issues, or?
You need to go to my blog on immigration.com. About 15th entry in my blog is about travel. So read up on that. That answers all your questions.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bhargavi, try. Still can't hear you. You are muted, Bhargavi.
Hey, hi Rajiv. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear now.
Oh, okay. So Rajiv, my question that I have is, so the situation is, I lost my job on H1B, and my days are ending on 30th May based on my last day of employment. As my last paycheck that I received was dated 16th April, though.
But one second, Bhargavi, that paycheck will usually say what period it covers.
That says it covers from 3rd April to 16th April, and the date of the paycheck is 21st April.
So then it should, your 60 days begin on the day after the pay period in the check says.
Okay, got it. So the situation here right now is, so already my H1 transfer is been initiated by one employer, and that's been reached, like it has reached USCIS today, I guess, but that they did not agree transferring it in premium processing, so it is just the normal process that they are going through right now. So I mean, it did reach USCIS today, but the question is based on the situation that's going on right now. What if, later on they end my employment, or they kind of rescind this offer or something like that? So, in what will be the situation in that case? After that, I'll still get 60 more days for the grace period or something?
I have to look at the regulations, but I don't think so. I think until that H1B is approved, if that H1B is approved and then they lay you off, you have 60 days again.
Okay. And so if it's not approved and still they are doing that, then
I think you're
it'll
out.
be.
Yep. Go outside the US and come back on a new H1B when you get it.
Got it. Also, let's say if I find a new employer, right, and then I go with them with premium processing and something, so I can have another employer as well file my H1B, right, if I get
That's a long and complicated discussion. It is possible, but it has its limitations. Talk to your lawyers when you do it.
Okay, got it. Yeah, no worries, Rajiv. So that's the question that I had. That if there's another employer, let's say employer B, and if they are,
If they want to
willing
apply,
to do
they
it.
can apply. But like I said, it's a long discussion. Worst case scenario, you have to go out and come back on a visa. Big deal. You can certainly do
Okay, so then in this case, can I go with employer B, or I'll just have to stick with employer A unless and until my H1B gets approved with the employer A's filing?
Immigration law doesn't hold you back. So if employer A's H1B is still pending or even denied, then employer B gets approved. You can go get a visa stamp and come back. Like I said, this is a very long discussion. I don't have time for that right now.
Okay.
So you're going to have to talk to your lawyers when you get close to that situation. Okay?
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey guys, I am actually running out of steam. So everybody just keep your questions really short. Let's work on the most essential things that you have. We'll take it from there. Sachinji, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv. Hi, and thank you for organizing this. This is quite helpful. So the question I had was I have my H1 approved, and currently I'm on F1 OPT where it's STEM ending next month. I have my CapGap approved as well. I have that I-20 as well in place. So all that's set and done. But I have my wife who is on F2 right now, and she wants to convert to F1. So we're planning to convert her to F1. But the question I had was, should we do it now? Because my H1 kicks in on October 1st. By that time, if we don't have our change of status approved, or if it does not move in any case.
Hang on. You have to have it filed while you're still on F1.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, F2. She's on F2 right
You
now.
have to have it. That's what I said. You
Okay.
have to have it filed while you are on F1. Automatically, she's on F2. When you stop being on F1, she stops being on F2. So you've
Right.
got to apply for her F1 while you are still on F1. Okay.
Okay. Okay. If we so another question was if we decide not to do it, so the other choice is to apply
H4.
after our H4, right?
Apply for her H4 right now, effective October 1st.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you suggest converting to F1 after H4 or right now?
Right now.
Okay. Okay. So she just have to file before I convert to H1, so that that process kicks in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sabut Saha, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you for hosting this event. So, my H1B got picked up in this year, and I want to talk with my agent to apply for my GC. So, I just want to know that is there any number of years experience needed to file GC from the company?
That's very difficult to predict. That depends upon what you do. Okay. So normally it is very difficult to get H1 green cards through without experience. Okay. So that's a decision your lawyers should sit down with you and make. It's definitely worth at least exploring. So nahi bol denge na, they'll say no, you shouldn't do it right now. At least find out what they say. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Good luck.
Abhinay, go ahead, please. Abhinay Kumar? Can't hear you. You're muted, Abhinay. Abhinay? Okay. Ravi Karan Anand, please go ahead. Ravi?
Hi, Mr. Rajiv.
Oh, hello, sir.
Thank you for hosting this. Learned a lot in last hour just by the questions.
Oh, excellent.
Rajiv, I have multiple questions. I'll keep them for the offline conversation with you. I'd also messaged you for a session with one-on-one.
And just email me. Ravi, आप मेरे को email कर दो. Just send an email to help@immigration.com.
ठीक है सर, मैं कर देता हूँ.
I'll set up a call for you.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Rajiv, I'll ask the most important question.
Please.
I can see,
Go ahead.
So, Rajiv, I am on F1, and I've done my masters, and this is my first year of this STEM extension. So I have one more year. It was not picked. So my question is more about the spouse. So if I have someone's coming from India, is there a possibility they can work somehow? Or will they? I know that they're not able to work, but is there a possibility somewhere or something?
Not unless, I mean, if you are getting married to a world famous Bharatanatyam dancer, well, maybe we can do an O1B. But if you are getting married to an ordinary mortal, I don't know. I don't see any. You know the answers already before you ask the question.
Yep. So I mean, no. What I meant was that other than F1 and everything, it has to be H1 and I-140 approved only then, and then the EAD comes after 6 to 8 months, and then only she can.
You got it. Absolutely. Unless you're getting married.
Rajiv, I'll keep my rest of the questions. I want to have a session with you for sure. So I'll keep my questions there.
Absolutely. Thank you. You have a job, Ravi, right?
Yeah. I'm
good.
working as a senior.
Yeah,
yes, so I'm working completely on this part. But, yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Rajiv.
You're welcome.
I'll talk to you offline.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Good luck, sir. Abhinay, are you back? Abhinay, are you just doing Abhinay? Hello? Okay. Ruchik, go ahead, please. Ruchik.
Hello, Rajiv, sir. First of all, a very good afternoon to you.
And to you, sir. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'll try to be very quick. I know you might be pretty exhausted, so thank you.
I am a little tired, yeah. Keep going. It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm currently on my H1B visa, but I haven't gotten it stamped yet. So I just want to know if you have any update on the pilot program that USCIS was planning on undertaking to open an option to get the H1B visa.
One thing, Ruchik, I am going back to 2015 when the program used to be very popular.
Yeah.
It was only for visa revalidation, not for first-time visas.
Okay, so I cannot stamp my visa even
At
if the
least that's
program
how,
opens up.
unless they change the shape of it now, the shape
Okay.
of it as it existed was we could only do revalidation, new visas. I mean, sorry, renewal of visas, but not new visas.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you. One last question. So currently, my company has started my green card process.
Okay.
So they are doing the perm part as of now, but I was planning a job switch. So
Okay.
can I switch a job once the perm is done, and then can my new employer begin with the I-140 without having to worry about the
Oh,
perm?
no. They have to start
Okay.
all over again. So, if you wait until the I-140 is approved, I-140 can be filed premium processing. Okay.
Okay.
Then your priority date becomes yours to keep even if you change employers and they revoke your I-140.
All right, sir. Got
On
it.
top
Thank you
of
so
that,
much, sir. Thank
one
you for your
last
time.
thing you need to know.
Yeah.
On top of that, if after the I-140 is approved, it stays approved for 180 days, not only you keep your priority date, you also have the right to keep extending your H-1B based upon that I-140 with any employer.
Okay.
Samjhe?
Got it, sir.
So there is,
Yes,
I
Samjay, sir.
would
Thank you so much.
definitely recommend wait until the I-140 is approved. And if you
Okay.
have no time left on your H-1B, then wait till 180 days after that.
Perfect. Got it, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you
You
for
are
your time.
very welcome. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. We have Abhinay. Are you back or no? No. Okay. Dwij, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv. Good afternoon.
Dwij, 1 second. 1 second. I'm just going to do these last 5 questions that I'm pulling up. Then we are done, guys. So, Dwij, go ahead, please.
Okay. So I just have one question. So my wife came here in United States as a dependent visa F2 in January 2023, and now she's planning to do her masters for spring intake 2024. So I wanted to ask, like, is she eligible for in-state tuition fee if she stays here for a year and provides documentation that she was a legal resident for 1 year?
You know, the rules are different in different universities and schools. Okay. So you have to check with the school she's going to go to whether she's entitled to in-state tuition. I doubt it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Abhinay, are you back? Meghana, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Rajiv.
Good afternoon.
So my question is regarding layoffs in B1, B2. I was impacted by the layoffs at Amazon, and I understand, to buy yourselves more time and to interview and stay within the country, I can move to B1, B2.
Sure.
So I just had a clarification. As I understand it correctly, let's say around the 50th day of my unemployment, I make a petition for B1, B2. And suppose after the petition, I do get a job where the employer is willing to, transfer my H1B. I cancel the petition and I get to keep my H1B, right?
No, it's not that easy. So
Okay.
basically, the worst case scenario is, I can't go into all the details. If you go to our frequently asked questions, I've discussed this issue in detail. Also, if you go to my blog on immigration.com, the very first or second entry is about B1, B2 and all the indications of what you should do, what papers you should file, what the letter should say. So all of that is already on my blog on immigration.com. If you go to our website, on the very top ribbon, top menu, there is Rajiv's blog. Just click on that and read. I think I have a lot of useful information there. So in any case, the bottom line is this. B1, B2 is only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Okay. Everything else will work out. Just focus on getting a job. If your lawyers should be able to guide you. If they are not, just call me back or come back here. We'll talk. Okay.
Sounds good. And just a follow-up question real quick. Are we allowed to travel while I file the B1, B2 petition?
No.
And then if I come back...
That's deemed to be abandoned if you travel.
Okay, sounds good.
Don't travel, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Rajiv.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Meghna. Good luck. Pratish, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Awesome. First of all, super thankful to you for extending this meeting for such
Of
good time.
course. Mm-hmm.
So my only question is, and that's for the sake of clarity, that
Mm-hmm.
in a circumstance where my H1 did not get picked from my current employer,
Mm-hmm.
but got picked from a consultancy, will it be fine if I move forward with the consultancy and my current employer can start as their client so that I don't
Yeah,
have
see
to switch my...
that I just answered that question in detail in the beginning of the conversation. You were late in that. So that was the first thing I answered today. And the answer is, I'll give you the answer briefly. As long as there was no collusion between the two companies, and as long as the two companies will fight for you, go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Fight for you as in...
Well, they have to, government is going to issue an RFE saying you filed through multiple companies and now you're doing this hanky-panky. And the answer is there's no hanky-panky. They never talked to each other. It just worked out like that. So go back and listen to the beginning of the recording. Monica should have it up by tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
Sure, that helps. Thank you so much.
Good luck, Pratish. Imran Muhammad, go ahead, sir.
Well, Rajiv ji, thank you very much for the session. It means a lot to us, and I know you're exhausted, so I'll keep it short and simple.
Actually, I got my second win now. I'm all set. So go for
Okay,
it.
you did? Okay, that's great then. Well, I graduated like a week before, and I'm in Memphis right now, so from one of the universities, a master's in engineering management. So my OPD start date is on 6th of June. So I was like thinking, is payroll mandatory during the OPT period? Can you just not work? I mean, you said we can work for multiple companies. I was thinking, like, if I can work for a company and get paid there.
Okay, hold on, Imran. Let me rewind this. So when you are on the first year of OPT, you can have 20. You must have 20 hours of employment, paid or unpaid.
Okay, paid or unpaid.
You can call your professors and say, "Hey, I'm available to do some research if you give me a letter that I at least work 20 hours each week for you."
Okay, that's great. Okay, as long as we can maintain the status.
Yeah, we do it all the time. If in legal field, we have lawyers who sometimes get stuck with not being able to find a location. I'll give them a project.
Okay, great, perfect then. Okay, so 20 hours of OPT, that's all it is. That is required to maintain the status.
Yes, sir.
Well, to keep it short, where can I find OPT handbook on the USCIS?
Okay.
Like I remember you saying you're talking about this to Kunal.
Yeah, I want you to go to dhs.studyinthestates.gov. One word, study in the states. Actually, just do a.
I've been to this website. Yeah, I've been to this website
That's
and
pretty
I've done
good.
a lot of research.
Yeah, that's a good place to go. I think that has excellent source of information. They have links to other sites as well. This program is governed by ICE, so you'll find some information on the ICE website also.
Okay. Sure thing. So is it not something that I can find on the Code of Federal Regulations? Because I've done engineering law.
You can. So again, I look, when I say Google, I don't mean Google. Do use anything.
I get that.
Okay.
Now it's a lot of things that we have. A lot of
Just
search engines, so anything of your choice.
Google ECFR. E is Electronic Code of Federal Regulations.
Federal Regulations. ECFR.gov.
Exactly. So go to ecfr.gov and go to volume 8. So you go to 8 CFR section 214.2.
Volume 8. That's the current volume that's running.
Yeah, volume 8, 214.2. Okay.
214.2.
Now,
so that is for...
Now I want you to notice something. There, when it says B visa, section B is B1, B2 visa. Section C, Section D, Section F is F1, F2 visas. So the sections are organized according to the designation, the alphabet designation of the visa.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Like you always say, everything is just available right there on the government. It is transparent. It's just that you have to know how to read between the lines because the law says...
The problem with USCIS is, all administrative agencies is, there are many levels of law or at least policy. So some things are written down, some things are never written down. The only way you can find out is by practicing. So you can find some basic information for sure. But there is case law, and then there is the USCIS policy that's never written down. It's dangerous to assume that everything is written down. All other areas of law you are okay, but administrative law, working with the agencies, never assume. I mean, look at you. Think about the building codes and all. How much is not written down? I mean, what kind of? You said engineering management. What kind of engineering?
My bachelor's is I'm a mechanical engineer.
So mechanical engineering. Think about all those codes that you have to follow to develop your designs and your manufacturing practices.
Absolutely.
So much is not written down. You just have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and you get it only once you're in the field.
Yep.
Right? That's true.
Good luck, Imran.
Well, thank you, Rajiv. That's all it is.
Good
and
luck.
I want you to know that we really appreciate everything that you're doing for the community.
I don't do it for you. I just do it because I think it needs to be done. So please don't feel overly obliged. It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's the beauty of, staying in touch with you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I've been doing it for 27 years. I started 6th year of my practice. So, yep.
Well, it's been an honor, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure. Robin G, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Rajiv. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, so my question is regarding H1B. So are we allowed to have multiple 1099 being on H1?
H1 pay, you can't even have one 1099 because you have to be on W2s. You can have multiple W2s, no problem.
We can have multiple W2?
You can do concurrent H1. Huh? Just Google concurrent H1B.
Okay, so in that case, we can work with multiple employer also?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And in the scenario where we invest in stocks like Robinhood or Webull, whatever platform it is, for that we get 1099.
See, that's a different kind of 1099, and that's always problematic for me. If you are a short-term trader, okay, if you are doing day trading, I don't know if that's unauthorized employment. If you are doing long-term, you invest in stocks and you forget about it, I think that's okay. I don't see any problem. And if you get a 1099 for that, I think that's okay.
Okay. And there is one thing called 1099 NEC, non-employee commission.
Don't know anything about that. Who are you getting commission from?
So basically, there is a company, and in that company, so through that company, if we facilitate someone to take some insurance or other annuities or term insurance, we get commission on that basis.
I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, but let's say you have a bank account. Okay, and when you refer somebody, the bank gives you a $200 check. I think that's okay. Okay, but if you go actively looking for people to place and get paid for it, I don't know. I think it's a little bit on the cusp of the extraordinary, and it could cause you problems. So be careful with that.
Okay. So it is not allowed, not banned.
No, it's not that clear. I am not sure I can say it that clearly, but I can say if you are putting in the effort to find people, then there's a problem. If it happens accidentally, I think that's okay, in my opinion.
Okay. So, but then again, how it will be tracked? Like if I'm putting effort
Robin,
or not?
That is a question I hate to answer. So if somebody says, is it legal to rob a bank? I would say no. How would they find out I've robbed a bank? I don't know the answer to that question. When you get caught, you so
smart answer.
I have answered every question in the world that I can think of.
I have been following you on UDJ channel since more than 1 year, so that's why I came to you to ask the question. I've been following you since long time.
Absolutely. UD is having a good time in India, man. I just talked to him the other day.
Okay.
I don't know if he's ever coming back. He's having too much of a good time. Eating mangoes in India, he says.
Oh my God. Awesome.
All right,
Best
Robin.
season.
Good luck, Robin.
Yeah. Thank you. And one last thing. So regarding, you were discussing with someone about I-140. So once I-140 is approved with an employer, is it mandatory to stay with the same employer for minimum 6 months?
No, there's no such law. You can leave even before the I-140 is approved. But if the I-140 is approved, the moment it is approved, the priority date becomes yours. Okay.
Okay.
Which country were you born in, Robin?
India.
Damn, man. Okay. So you need the priority date. You should wait to get the priority date. If you wait, if the I-140 stays approved, you can leave. But if the I-140 is not revoked for 180 days, then you also have the right to extend your H-1B with any employer. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The reason why I asked is I heard or I read somewhere that if we leave the employer within 180 days of I-140 approval, the employer has the right to revoke the I-140.
Yeah, employer has the right to revoke even after 180 days. And the only question is, does it impact you? It does not impact you at all after 180 days.
Okay. After 180 days, it does not impact, but before 180 days, it will impact.
Yeah, yeah. So you can go read up on my blog. All this is covered there. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Rajiv. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Abhinay, are you back? Are you still pretending not to hear me? He doesn't like me. Okay, that's all right. Last question from Kishore. Imran, what happened? You're back. Yeah, Kishore, go ahead.
Hello, Rajiv ji.
Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for hosting this session. So I have 3 questions. I'll be very quick. So one is, I recently got laid off and I'm transferred my H1 to a different employer. But he's running my payroll, but I'm not satisfied with the pay what I'm getting. I would like to. I'm trying for different opportunities. If my H1B transfer is in pending state, if I'm getting a new opportunity, can they file a H1B transfer again on top of this?
Yeah, this is a very complicated discussion. I'm not going to get into it because, again, as I told somebody before you, definitely possible, but it should be explored with your H1B lawyers who are going to file when they start your application. Okay? Next question.
Yeah, okay. So during the pending state, can I travel to India?
No. If your extension is timely filed, again, very complicated. Some cases you can, some cases you can't. Next question.
Okay. So if I want to travel into India, can I travel after my H1 transfer
Yeah,
is
of
approved?
course. After it is approved, you can travel, get a visa stamp and come back.
Okay, can you guide me on the first question I asked you?
No, not here and not now. It is a long discussion. I don't have time for that. I am completely done. Okay?
Yeah, okay, fine. Can we have a 1-to-1 session later?
Why do you want to pay for my time? All this information is on our website in the frequently asked questions. I'll be happy to take your money, but why? I mean, just go look at the frequently asked questions. If you still can't find out, every Thursday we have a call. Come join me. But if you still want to pay for my time, just send me an email to help@immigration.com.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
You are very welcome, Kishore. Good luck. Yeah, it's a long discussion. That's why I'm reluctant to get into it. Haji Imran Saab, long time no see. Where have you been?
I am right here, sir. Well, I wanted to ask you because when I did my research, I figured that E2 visa. Do Indians have treaty with US? I mean,
no, Indians are If we had an E2 treaty, we would have 300 million Indians here.
Well, that's it. Well, thank you, Rajiv. That's all.
You're welcome. Yeah, we don't have E1 or E2 treaty.
Okay. So there is no point.
Yeah, Pakistan does. Bangladesh does, but not India.
What if I get a Pakistani who can do for an E2 and then sponsor me for an E1?
That doesn't help you. No.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Abhinay, last call, Baba. Are you here? All right. Well, guys, I'll see you again